Hey friends, this is going to be a quick YouTube video about how to survive nursing school. So a little bit about me. I am a fourth year senior nursing student at the University of Florida in a traditional bachelor's program. So when I graduate, I'll have my bachelor's in science of nursing and I will be qualified to take the NCLEX, which is the National Licensure Exam. So I'm kind of weird and I skipped a year of undergrad, so this is technically my third year at UF, but I'm a senior, so I'm graduating in May. I'm almost done with my fourth clinical rotation in med-surg, and then when we come back after spring break, I will be in my preceptorship or transition, however you refer to it, where I will be placed in a unit and I will be there from 3 to 4 days a week, 12-hour shifts until May 4th when I graduate. So before I talk about my tips for surviving nursing school, I want to talk about why nursing school is so hard. A lot of people ask me like, oh, like, is it hard? Like, what do you do? Like, what's your week look like? And so I think what separates nursing from other health professions like med school or veterinary medicine or pharmacy or PT is that you're doing your main schooling in undergrad for a lot of people. If you're an associate's program and it's your third career, that's different, but for a traditional bachelor's degree, it's your first degree in undergrad and you are in a graduate type school in undergrad. So that means the kids around you are partying and going out all days of the week and watching online lectures, and you're in the hospital at 6:30 a.m. and taking care of people and doing some dirty things in the hospital. So it's very different. I'm so thankful for the experiences that I've had in undergrad. They've just been so emotional and so different than what a lot of other people get to experience. I mean, there's really nothing like caring for people in their darkest moments, when they're in pain, when they've just lost someone, when they're suffering through a horrible disease process. So there's nothing really like a traditional bachelor's degree program, just because you have your lecture and you're learning stuff, and then at the same time you are going to the hospital and you are putting it to practice and you are seeing patients that are having the same things that you're learning in class. So a lot of that is mixed at the same time. I know for different programs, they sometimes have their lecture first and then they do clinical rotations. Like I'm not 100% sure that's what they do in medical school, but I think that's pretty much what they do there. For us, we have clinicals every week and lecture and exams all at the same time, so it can be a lot. But how hard is it? I would say it depends based on what you're doing outside of nursing school. So for a traditional undergrad, are you involved in a sorority or in a fraternity? Are you in other clubs or organizations that involve a lot of your time? Like, do you have a family member that you take care of, that you're a caregiver for? Are you a president of your student body class? Like, what are the other things that are going on in your life that are taking up your time? And that's kind of what makes nursing school hard, is doing life other than nursing school at the same time. Paying bills and, if you're working a side job, those kind of things. That's what makes nursing school hard. And it's just a lot of material in a short amount of time. And so you have to be really organized. Your administration has to be organized. That can be a stressful part, is when your administration is not organized, how that plays out and impacts your day-to-day life. But now I'm gonna share some tips with you guys. Okay, so I have 7 tips to share with you guys. My first one is to get an organizational system. This is key. For nursing school, I have things written down in like 5 different locations just because so I don't forget, because it's not like you can just wake up late and forget to go to clinical or forget to turn in an assignment. Like, this school is serious. Like, your program is going to be demanding of you and your time, and you have to be turning in assignments on time. Like, they're not going to be giving you half and partial credit for turning things in late. So you need to be organized, especially with clinicals and lectures and all the other simulations that they have you doing. Like, you need to have your time planned out. So I personally use a day designer. This is, who makes this? Oh, it's just made by a company called Day Designer. And I really like it because it has enough space to write everything. It has a daily like schedule, and then it has tasks, like a to-do list that you can do. So you can put like what your schedule is on one side and then your tasks on the other side. I personally like how big it is, so I have room to write. I'm a pretty big writer, so that's just me. If you want a smaller size, go for that, whatever works for you. So I just really like this planner. I've been using it for both years, and I think it's really great. So that's my recommendation. Get an organizational system, whether that be Google Calendar, Excel sheets, a planner, your Google Calendar, your Apple Calendar. I also use an app called Tasks. You can see it right there. It's a Google app and it works so well. Like, you just basically put on a list of all the things that you need to do, and you just go in the app and tap the circle and it puts a check mark next to it. And for me, I'm a very much task-driven person, so being able to cross off the list stuff, it just makes me feel really accomplished inside. I know it's really weird. I think a lot of nursing students feel the same way though. So that would be my first tip, is to get an organizational system. Number 2, check your email religiously. So our administrators, our professors in our program, we correspond through email every single day. They are sending adjustments to assignments, grade announcements, different simulation dates, everything through email. And if you miss one email, it can be a really big problem. So you want to be on your email, and when I see people that have like 13,000 emails unread, I'm like, oh my gosh, that stresses me out, because you really need to stay on top of the communication between your professors and the student body. Number 3, this is going to be a little different, but making margin in your schedule. That's a enormously important thing. And what I mean by that is having things that you are saying no to, so that you can have time to treat yourself, or do some self-care things, or just take care of yourself. Go to bed early, read a book, get your nails done, or not in nursing school because you can't have your nails done, but and get a massage, those kind of things. Like, you need to have time. You're giving so much of your day and your energy and capacity to serving and loving other people, that you need to take time to have time for yourself and do things for yourself and treat yourself. That is an amazing and a really important tip. Number 4, don't procrastinate. I know you've heard this since the beginning of school. I know they really harp on this in high school, but it is never more important than in nursing school, because with these exams, the material is going to be so much that you won't be able to just study in a day or 2 days, but you're going to need like a week or 2 weeks to study for exams at times, especially classes, the heavy classes like pathophysiology, pharmacology, and the classes that you get the base of your nursing knowledge in. For us, it's called systems of care, but I know every university or program is different. So you can't procrastinate. Know when your exam dates are, and then go in your calendar and then mark out a week beforehand and say, you know, start studying for X exam on this date, so that you're not, you're not looking, you get to that date on your calendar and you're like, crap, I only have 3 days to study for this exam. It's not gonna work. You're gonna be so stressed, you're gonna be pulling overnighters, and it's gonna be really bad for your mental health if you leave all of your work to the last minute. It's just not possible. There's too much to do in nursing school to do that. So, for example, like, I've started studying for patho exams like at least 2 weeks in advance, just so I can have enough time to, sorry about that, the camera just overheated and shut down. So I'm back. With tip number 5 is to use the HESI textbook. I have this one, it's SAUNDERS HESI NCLEX Examination Review. Guys, I cannot stress how important this book has been for me in passing exams. It has everything you need to know just in bullet points. Like, I love it because it has the nursing diagnoses, interventions, assessments, and complications that you have to know. Like, you have to know for everything. So it just really combines everything, and I really enjoy using it a lot. It's basically the only main resource I use to study for exams. Here, I'll show you. So for an example, this one's talking about asthma, and it gives the description of asthma, the assessment of it down here, and then it gives interventions in client education. And so the whole book is like put together like this, and it has pretty much everything you need to know. Like, that is my one tip for everyone starting nursing school, is to use HESI. I am mad I didn't use it my first semester. It would have made my life so much easier, because it condenses all of the lecture information into a smaller amount, so it's easier to remember and absorb. And it has all of the priority nursing interventions. These are the things that they test on. They want to know, like, what do you do the first thing you see this happening? What's your first response? What is your initial priority nursing action? And it has all that important stuff in there. So really a fan of this book. Please get it. I will link it below in the Amazon, where I got it. You can get them on Amazon, probably used. So make sure to get this book. Okay, so my sixth tip for nursing school, how to survive nursing school, is to make friends with the people that are in your class. I cannot overstress this. The people that are with you for these 2 years will be your godsend. They will be your crutch to go to, the shoulder to cry on, because these people understand. And when a professor, you know, gets a really hard exam, they're there to complain about it too, and to say, yeah, that was so hard. And they are the only ones in your life that will understand how draining and how hard nursing school is. So become friends with them, because, you know, they probably have very similar personalities to you. That's what I found, is everyone in my nursing program I have something in common with, just because we all were accepted for the common purpose and to be a nurse, and nurses have very similar personalities. And so to find compassionate people that you're with and you're struggling through things with, do things with them, get to know them, because you're going to be with them through probably the hardest journey of your life. Shout out to my squad. Number 7, let your family and friends know how busy nursing school is. This is so important. You are going to miss out on a lot of things starting this journey. It is all delayed gratification. You are sacrificing for a really great future and for a really great cause, but you are going to sacrifice your time, and you're not going to be able to go to the same things and commit to the same things that you were before. And if you're out of state or away at school, you may not be able to go home as much and see your family. So you really need to kind of give your family a day in the life of what you're going through, and show them just how many things that you do every day. And when you have to say no to something, like, they're going to be more understanding if you explain to them how time-consuming nursing school is. So yeah, those are my 7 tips of how to survive nursing school. I really hope they help you. I know it is really hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I was a really good student in high school, AP student, skipped a year of college, and nursing school is by far the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. So if you don't already, follow me on my Instagram. It's where I post my main nursing resources, at naturally_Heather. And if you like this video, like it, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos about nursing. Bye!